My child, listen to me. I gave my life for you. Today I am stepping into your world. Can you spare 1 minute, not for religion, not for ritual, but for revelation? What you are about to hear carries the weight of eternity. If you walk away, now, you may miss the very word your soul has been starving for. Do not scroll. Do not click away. Do not let the noise steal what heaven is about to deliver. Watch until the end. Somewhere between these sentences, I am going to touch the part of you no one else sees. I am going to unlock something you thought was lost forever. I have been waiting for this moment. I did not come empty-handed. You are here for a reason. By the end of this, you will know exactly why. If this message has touched your heart, consider sowing a seed today. Your gift helps carry this word of love to thousands more souls. As you give, the Lord will bless you and your family, shielding you from harm and opening doors of unexpected favor. My beloved, if you could see what I see when I look at you, you would never again question your worth. You would not minimize your existence to the mistakes you have made, the seasons you stumbled, or the moments you doubted me. I did not give you a portion of myself. I gave you everything. Everything, child. Not just a passing thought, not just a kind word from a distance, but my entire being was poured out for you. I did not send another. I came myself. I clothed divinity in frail humanity. I stepped into time, into the dust, into the struggle of this world. I did so not because I had to, but because I could not bear eternity without you. When I entered the Garden of Gethsemane, trembling under the weight of what was to come, you were the vision that gave me strength. I saw your face through the agony. I heard your voice in the future calling out to me. Even in moments when you thought I was not listening, my child, the cross, was not a punishment I endured in silence. It was the evidence of love, so radical, so unstoppable, that it broke the barrier between heaven and earth just to reach you. I do not hold anything back. Without my tears, without my body, without my blood, and without my breath, every lash, every insult, every thorn pressed into my head was willingly received. I received them because I saw your destiny bound by chains that only my sacrifice could break. When they stretched my hands and drove those nails through flesh, I did not resist. I surrendered. I laid myself down like a lamb. I did so not out of defeat, but out of divine intention. I was not dying to end a life. I was dying to begin yours. With every heartbeat fading from my chest, I was making room for yours, to live free from guilt, from fear, from separation. I could have called down angels. I could have ended the suffering with a single word. But I chose to stay. I chose the cross. I chose pain. I chose death so that you, my beloved, could choose life. In response to the love that gave everything for you, will you give something back? Your donation today becomes a powerful seed. The Lord promises to multiply it, protecting your loved ones, turning away danger, and releasing abundant blessings upon your household. Do you understand the weight of that love? Do you see that you were never a background character in the story of redemption? You were always the reason. You were always the center of my heart's cry. This was not just a sacrifice in history. It was a vow sealed in blood. It was a covenant etched into eternity that declares you are wanted, cherished, and pursued. When I whispered, "It is finished," I was not ending something. I was beginning something glorious in you. So I ask now, not with condemnation, but with a sacred invitation. Can you spare 1 minute, to acknowledge that I gave everything? Not for a crowd, not for the worthy, not for the perfect, but for you. Because even if the world never recognized your value, the cross forever proclaims it. I would do it all again, beloved, just for the chance to love you freely. Before time wore its first ticking second, before stars pierced the sky with their silent brilliance, before the earth spun into being, I saw you. I did not see a mistake. I did not see failure. I did not see someone who needed to earn my affection. I saw my beloved. From that eternal gaze, I made a decision. Not with hesitation, not with negotiation, but with unshakable resolve. I knew what the cost would be. Every thorn, every betrayal, every drop of blood. Still, I did not flinch. I did not bargain or budget my sacrifice. I did not hold back parts of my love in case you did not love me back. I gave it all, knowing there would be moments you would run from me, moments you would question me, moments you would choose others over me. Still, I chose the cross. I chose it because I could not bear for you to live a life chained to shame, suffocated by guilt, or hunted by the whispers of condemnation. The world is full of voices that weigh you down. But mine, oh, listen carefully, is the only one that lifted the weight off your shoulders and took it onto my own. I stepped into the courtroom of your failures. Before a single accusation could stand, I silenced them with my blood. I became the defense, the sacrifice, and the judge all at once. Why? Because you were never meant to walk through life dragging chains behind you, calling it humility. That is not my design. That is not my truth. I did not just pay for your freedom. I bought back your dignity. I gave you back your name, your identity, your place in my presence. So why do you still let the enemy play reruns of your regrets in your mind, like broken records on repeat? Do you not know who tore up the record of wrongs and wrote your future in grace? It was me. I did not just tear the veil in the temple. I tore the veil over your heart that said you are unworthy to come close. Beloved, your value is not found in what you have done, but in what I endured for you. I endured it all. With nails in my hands and your name on my mind, I declare before heaven and hell alike, you are mine. Not because you earned it, but because I willed it. Because I loved you before you had breath. I will love you long after your final one. This love is not temporary. It does not expire when you falter. It is not fragile like human affection. It is fierce. It is final. It is forever. So now I ask, can you spare just 1 minute to stop condemning yourself for what I already carried? Can you stop replaying sins that I buried in the sea of forgetfulness? I did not climb Calvary to give you a guilt trip. I climbed it to cancel your debt. Every lie that says you are too dirty, too far, too broken, silence it now. Drown it in the truth of my cross. Because when I look at you, I do not see a stained story. I see a blood-washed beloved. I do not see someone trying to prove themselves. I see someone worth dying for. Someone I already proved everything for. I am still standing with you, not pointing fingers, but extending my hands, nail-scarred wide open, reaching for the one I never regretted saving. Let me tell you a truth that even eternity itself still echoes. My love is not fragile. My love is not shaken by your silence, your wandering, or your weakness. The day they lifted that cross upright and the weight of the world pressed down on my body, it was not the nails that secured me there. Nails can pierce flesh, but only love can endure wrath. That is what held me, the fire of an eternal affection for your soul. A love so fierce it broke the gates of hell. A love so unwavering it absorbed every curse spoken over you. A love so eternal that time cannot contain it, and death cannot end it. When they spat in my face, it was your freedom I envisioned. When they mocked me, it was your destiny I defended. When they crowned me with thorns, I was thinking of how to crown you with purpose. This is not metaphor. This is reality. This is the love that breathed its last so you could breathe again. Some think my love is poetic. No, child, it is prophetic. It sees through the walls you build and chooses you anyway. It does not flinch at the mess. It enters it. It does not withdraw in disappointment. It leans in. I knew every secret you would never speak out loud. Every time you would pretend to be fine while drowning inside. I love you still. The whip did not stop me. The cross did not scare me. The grave did not hold me. Why? Because I was not just dying to forgive sins. I was dying to know you, to restore you, to call you close again. There is no too far for me. No too dirty. No too late. My love bypasses the logic of man and defies every condition religion tries to place on grace. This is not performance-based affection. This is reckless mercy, lavish compassion. Love that bleeds, breaks, and rises again, just to reach you one more time. I know the weight you carry. I have seen you bow under it, smile through it, hide it behind busyness and half-spoken prayers. But here is what you must understand. Beloved, I did not just come to save you. I came to stay with you. You are not a charity case. You are a chosen treasure, not merely tolerated, but desired. When you wonder if you are too complicated for love, remember the cross. It screams the loudest yes. I did not love you because you were easy to love. I loved you because you were mine. I still do. I always will. Not even your own doubts can unwrite what my blood declared over you. Redeemed, restored, beloved beyond measure. So come, just for 1 minute. Set everything down, the masks, the guilt, the questions. Look at my hands. The scars are not wounds anymore. They are reminders that my love did not flinch. It finished. It fulfilled. It followed through. That love, eternal, fierce, unwavering, still beats for you right now, in this very breath. Let me say it as clearly and tenderly as I can. You were not an afterthought in my agony. You were the very center of my intention. Calvary was not a chaotic collision of fate and cruelty. It was a calculated convergence of divine purpose and burning love. With every labored breath, with every pulse that pounded through a shredded body, I was holding your name in the chambers of my heart. I did not die in general. I died for you specifically. I did not suffer with vague affection. I suffered with fierce focus. When the sky turned black and the earth trembled beneath the weight of righteousness poured out. It wasn't just the end of sin's dominion. It was the opening of a doorway back to you. You were not some incidental name scrolled in the margins of heaven's story. You were the headline. You were the reason blood touched wood. You were the reason the grave was plundered. You were the reason I endured silence from the Father's face. Because to gain your heart, I was willing to lose everything, even if only for a moment. My eyes, as they closed under the weight of suffering, were filled with the vision of your restoration. When they mocked me, I heard the future sound of your worship. When they pierced my side, I saw the day your heart would be pierced by love, not pain. You are not one of many. You are one of one. Crafted with the careful precision of a sculptor who carves purpose into every fiber. You think you are just another person passing through life's storm. But in heaven's archives, you are a miracle in motion, a masterpiece still unfolding. You are the fulfillment of a promise made before the foundations of the earth. I was not just thinking of humanity on that cross. I was thinking of your childhood pain, your quiet battles, the nights you tried to pray, but fell asleep crying instead. I felt all of it. I carried all of it. I conquered all of it. The hill was not just Golgotha. It was the altar where your name was whispered into eternity, paid for in full by blood that still speaks louder than shame. I know the enemy has tried to convince you that you are forgettable, replaceable, expendable. But he is a liar. I came to expose every single lie. If you could see the way your name is etched into the scars on my hands, you would never again believe you are overlooked. My love is not diluted across the multitudes. It is distilled, personally poured, like oil upon your soul alone. I remember the first tear you ever cried. I remember the moment your faith first flickered. I remember when your heart began to crack under pressure. I was there, not as a distant observer, but as the suffering Savior who bore your sorrow before you ever carried it. Can you spare 1 minute now to remember what I remembered about you on that cross? Because you were not a shadow in the crowd. You were the joy set before me. You were the echo that rang through every heartbeat, even as it slowed to stillness. I would bleed again if that is what it took to remind you. You are not forgotten. You are forever mine. Because he chose the cross for you, will you choose to support this ministry? Every gift you sow helps reach broken hearts. Give faithfully and watch God pour out his favor, safety for your family, peace in your home, and deliverance from every hidden threat. I didn't have to come. I chose to. Glory did not eject me. Love compelled me. I stepped out of eternity, out of unapproachable light, out of angelic worship that never sleeps. I chose a womb, a manger, a life marked with misunderstanding, suffering, and ultimately the slow march to crucifixion. Why? Because I could not bear for you to live with the ache of abandonment. I could not stand the thought of you sitting alone in the dark, believing the lie that no one sees, no one hears, no one stays. So I came myself, not with trumpets or thunder, but with tears, with sweat, with dirt between my toes, and blood in my veins. The kind of blood that would one day spill just to reach you in the dark, places where your soul tried to hide. When others left, I came closer. When they walked away, I stepped in. I did not send a messenger or angel to deal with your sorrow. I came wrapped in it. I chose to feel what you feel. I chose to carry what you carry. I chose to cry where you cry. I know what it is to be misunderstood, to be betrayed, to weep alone in gardens of pain while others sleep through your suffering. I gave up the perfect presence of heaven for proximity. I traded the endless chorus of heaven for the groans of a creation crying out for rescue. I put on skin that could be bruised, lungs that could be crushed, a heart that could stop beating, all so you would never again believe the silence meant I had left you. Every night you cried into your pillow and wondered, where are you? God, I was there, not as an idea or theology, but as a Savior who chose to feel what abandonment tastes like, just so you would never have to carry that weight alone. I was the breath beside your panic, the warmth inside your coldest hour. Sometimes I did not stop the pain, but I held you through it when no one else even noticed. Beloved, you do not need to wonder if I understand your darkness. I entered it. I walked through it. I bled in it. I rose from it holding the keys that ensure your darkness will never be the end of your story. So can you spare 1 minute to hear me now? 1 minute to let me step into the dark corner where you still do not feel worthy of light? Because I did not give up glory to offer you temporary comfort. I gave up glory to give you eternal presence. A presence that doesn't just hover near, it dwells within. The same power that raised me from death now lives in you, not because you earned it, but because I emptied myself to fill you. Not because you were good enough, but because you were loved enough. The throne I left wasn't lost. I knew where I would return, but I could not return until I made a way for you to return to me. So I carved a path through darkness with the lamp of my love. It still burns even now. In your silence, in your sorrow, in your 1 minute of surrender, I am here. Let me tell you a secret only heaven has known until now. There was not a single drop of blood that left my body that did not cry your name. Every crimson stream that flowed down that rugged wood, every trail of sacrifice etched into my skin, carried a message louder than thunder, more lasting than stone, and clearer than any human voice. You are worth it, worth saving, worth pursuing, worth dying for. I did not flinch when they tore into my back. I did not withdraw when the thorns pierced deep. I was looking at you. I was not simply bleeding. I was speaking. I was not only dying, I was declaring. I was etching love into the earth in a language pain could never cancel and time could never erase. Do you hear me now, child? You were not saved by accident. You were not caught in the overflow of grace. You were the reason grace overflowed in the first place. The enemy, oh how he trembles at this truth, cannot understand a love that bleeds, a love that does not give up when it is mocked, a love that does not pull away when it is rejected, a love that kneels in the garden of sorrow and still says, "Yes, Father, I will go." My blood is not a symbol. It is a sentence, served a penalty, paid a covenant sealed. Every time shame tries to whisper, "You are too far gone," my blood shouts back, already covered. Every time regret rises to replay your failures, my blood answers, already forgiven. Every drop that fell was divine evidence that I would rather die than live without you. Do not let the familiarity of the cross make you forget its fury. The fury of love, the ferocity of redemption. I was not just wounded. I was willingly wounded over you. I made no mistakes in my mission. I did not miscalculate your value. I saw every future flaw and still chose you over comfort, over safety, over self-preservation. So why, beloved, do you question your worth? Why do you measure yourself by broken scales the world has built? Do you not see I set the price? I named the ransom. I paid it in blood. Not because I was forced, but because I was fierce about you. That is what love does. It lays itself down without expecting applause. It sacrifices without looking for sympathy. Now, here I stand again. This time not on a cross, but in your room, in your silence, in your one sacred minute. I am reminding you that you do not have to earn what has already been poured out. My blood did not just cleanse you. It crowned you. It claimed you. It covered you. It still flows not with guilt, but with grace. Not with sorrow, but with salvation. If you have been wondering if I see you, if you matter, if you are still redeemable child, look to the blood. It never lies. You hide it well, the regret, the ache, the silent rewind of decisions you wish you could redo, the moments where you try to smile while carrying the heavy cloak of shame no one else can see. But I see it, beloved. I have always seen it. Still, I did not turn away. I did not second-guess the cross. I did not pause my descent from heaven because of the weight you would carry. In fact, I came because of it. I saw the closet of secrets you locked up tight. I saw the words you wish you could unsay, the rooms you wish you never entered, the people you wish you never trusted. I saw all of it. My response wasn't distance. It was deliverance. My reaction was not rejection. It was redemption. Before you even learned to say sorry, I had already written, "It is finished." Before you ever stumbled, I had already paved the way for your return. Shame was never meant to be your shadow. That was the serpent's voice, not mine. Let me remind you of something holy, something urgent, something heaven still shouts in your defense. I do not call you by your past. I do not identify you by your scars. I renamed you in blood. I called you righteous when you still felt ruined. I crowned you forgiven when you were still crawling through guilt. Not because you cleaned yourself up, but because I carried the mess and made it holy. Shame thrives in silence, but I break silence with salvation. Regret tries to replay your losses, but I have recorded your faith in every moment you dared to believe again. So when shame comes knocking, remember who answered first: me. The one who stood in your place, the one who took the full weight of sin and shattered its hold with one cry, "Father, forgive them." Child, I did not say it generically. I said it specifically for you. I am not here to rub your nose in what you did. I am here to lift your face into what I have already done. You have punished yourself long enough. You have rehearsed your regrets, trying to pay a price I already paid in full. Let me take that weight from you now. Let me enter the deepest places where shame has tried to nest and evict every lie it told you. You are not unlovable. You are not disqualified. You are not ruined. You are redeemed. You are recalled. You are rising. You do not have to pretend anymore. With me, you can fall apart in my presence, and no, I will not walk away. I am the God who walks into gardens of hiding and calls you out by name. Not with anger, but with restoration in my hands. So just 1 minute, beloved. 1 minute to lay it all down. Let me wash your regrets with words more powerful than shame. Let me clothe you in the truth I died to give you, that you are not what you did. You are who I say you are. I say you are mine. You may think you have to earn your way back to me, that somehow after all the detours and disasters, your return must come with retribution, that I am sitting in heaven counting every delay as rebellion, every mistake as a strike against your name. But child, hear me clearly. The moment your heart turned toward home, I ran. I did not wait. I did not pace. I did not cross my arms and make you grovel. I ran because love always runs toward the beloved. I did not run with punishment. I ran with preparation. I came carrying a robe of covering, a ring of covenant, and a feast of restoration. Before you could even stammer your apology, I was already calling for the celebration. Your return was not a threat to my holiness. It was the fulfillment of my heart. Even when you were far off emotionally, spiritually, physically, I never once turned my face from you. I watched the path you took, not with disgust, but with desire. Every step you took away from me was countered by my steps toward you. I followed your sorrow. I stood beside your rebellion. I whispered truth into your confusion. When the day came that your soul remembered my name, I broke through every barrier to welcome you back. I did not wait for you to knock. I flung the door wide open. I did not demand perfection. I offered peace. That ring I placed on your finger was not just jewelry. It was identity, a divine reminder that you belong. Not as a servant begging for scraps, but as a child seated at my table. That robe I wrapped around your shame was not decorative. It was prophetic, a covering of righteousness that says, "This one is mine." The feast I prepared was not a cold plate of guilt, but a table overflowing with grace. You thought I would hold back, serve you leftovers, punish you with silence. Instead, I celebrated, because I am not in love with your performance. I am in love with your presence. The moment you came back into my arms, heaven erupted. Angels danced. Joy resounded through the corridors of eternity. Why? Because the one I loved returned. Still I ask, can you spare 1 minute now to believe that I am not angry at you? Can you lay down the lie that says I am disappointed and dare to believe that I am delighted? You did not catch me off guard with your failure. You did not surprise me with your wandering. I already saw the end from the beginning, and still I called you mine. I never stopped preparing your place. I am still here with the robe, the ring, and the feast whispering, "Welcome home." Just as the Father ran to welcome you home, run now with an open heart to sow into His work. Your generous gift will not go unnoticed. The Lord will honor it by blessing your family, guarding your steps, and keeping calamity far from your door. You look around and compare yourself to those who seem to have it all together, those who speak with spiritual confidence, who pray loud and long, who seem untouched by doubt. In your quiet places you wonder, what about me? You wonder if my love is reserved for the polished, the put together, the already redeemed. But hear me now. I did not come for the polished. I did not die for the display case. I came for the shattered. I came for the ones still holding their hearts together with trembling hands and tear-stained prayers. I came for the weary ones who barely made it out of bed. For the ones whose past still plays like a broken record. For the ones who walk into churches and wonder if they are being judged more than welcomed. I came for you. Not the version of you that you tried to pretend to be. You, the real, raw, ragged you. I did not step into time to applaud perfection. I stepped into time to wrap my arms around imperfection and call it beautiful. I am the God who kneels in the dust, not to judge, but to lift. The God who eats with the rejected, who heals the unclean, who touches the ones everyone else avoids. My favorite place to show up is in the middle of a mess. Why, because that is where glory gets the last word. Not in rehearsed religion, but in real, gritty redemption. I saw the mess you were in before you ever cried out for help. I came running, not with a checklist, but with compassion. Not with a lecture, but with love. I am still running now, child. I am still stepping into your pain. I am still choosing you, over and over and over again. You have asked if you are too far gone. My answer is never. There is no distance my love cannot cross, no darkness it cannot flood, no sin it cannot cover. I went to the grave to prove that nothing, not even death, can keep you from me. So why do you keep disqualifying yourself from a table I already set for you? Why do you let shame whisper lies when my cross already shouts the truth? This invitation was never about how strong you are. It was always about how strong my love is. I need you to hear this now. I'm not afraid of your mess. I'm not intimidated by your questions. I am not disappointed in your doubts. I came for people just like you. I am still here, waiting not for perfection, but for permission. 1 minute. Just 1 minute to let me love you right where you are. You have been taught to perform, to earn, to strive, to polish your prayers, and sanitize your soul before you dare approach me. But that is not my way. That is not my heart. I am not looking for your perfection. I am longing for your permission. I am not impressed by spotless rituals or rehearsed repentance. I am moved by the broken whisper that says, God, I need you. I do not wait for you to be ready. I wait for you to be real. That 1 minute you think is too messy to bring to me, that is the exact minute I long to flood with mercy. Because I am not the God who recoils at your humanity. I am the God who wrapped myself in it. I am not deterred by your sin. I am determined by my love. I do not need your performance. I need your yes. A trembling, hesitant, tearful yes is all I need to release rivers of mercies that wash away what years of shame tried to cement. You see, surrender is not weakness. It is wonder. It is the holy exchange where you finally release the weight that was never yours to carry and receive the peace I died to give you. You keep thinking you need to fix it first, clean it up, figure it out. But child, that is not faith. That is fear wrapped in striving. Striving never satisfies. It only exhausts. I am not waiting for your best. I am reaching for your now. That quiet corner of your heart you have been hiding from even yourself, that is where I want to set up my throne. I do not need spotless floors to walk in. I come with a mop and a miracle. I come to restore, not to reward. That is the mystery of mercy. It does not respond to merit. It responds to hunger. Your weariness, your quiet desperation, they are music to me. So let me say it again. Beloved not for emphasis, but for encounter. I do not need your perfection. I need your permission. Just 1 minute of honest surrender, 1 minute of whispered vulnerability, and I will do what no sermon, no strategy, no self-effort could ever do. I will flood your heart with mercy so real it silences the shame that has been shouting for years. I will calm the chaos not by snapping my fingers, but by sitting with you in it until the storm bows to peace. You are not a project to me. You are a person. A heart I handcrafted. A soul I sacrificed for. A name I wrote into the palms of my hands. So will you let me in? Not just into your words, but into your wounds. Not just into your Sundays, but into your sadness. I have never been interested in your perfect minutes. I have always wanted your honest ones. Now is one of those moments. This is holy ground. Let me in. You have felt me chase you, call you, cover you, even when no one else stayed. Just as I gave everything to rescue you, I now ask you to be part of rescuing others. Every soul that hears these messages is a seed of eternity. I am calling you to sow into the harvest. When you give, you do not just give money. You give minutes of me to someone who needs a lifeline. Your support becomes oil in the lamp of another's deliverance. Give, and it shall be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. That is not a verse for someone else. That is my promise to you. Right now, I see every act of faith, and I multiply it like the loaves in the wilderness. Do not wait. You think no one saw you. You think the world moved on while you sat in the quiet of your breakdown. But child, I was there. I was there when you turned off the lights and turned up the volume of your thoughts, hoping sleep would rescue you from the ache that pressed against your chest. I saw the pillow wet with tears no one else knew about. I saw the way your body curled in on itself, not just from exhaustion, but from emptiness. You wondered if anyone noticed the silent unraveling, the slow ache you have become an expert at hiding behind smiles and sarcasm. But I saw. I noticed. Every tear that fell wasn't lost in the sheets. It was caught in my hands. I am the God who does not just count the stars. I count your tears. Every tremble in the night, every deep breath you took to stop from screaming, every time you said, I am fine. When your soul was falling apart, I was there. I did not flinch. I did not leave. I stayed, because I do not just comfort crowds. I comfort the crushed. I do not just walk through gardens of praise. I walk through valleys of panic. I heard the question you did not dare voice aloud. Does anyone really see me? My answer then and now and forever is yes. I do. When your friends did not notice, I leaned in. When no one responded to your subtle cries for help, I recorded every one. I did not just observe. I wept with you. I felt your heart break as if it were my own. Because your pain is not foreign to me. It is familiar. I have carried it. I have bled beneath it. I have been pierced by it. That is why I can sit with you now. Not with a clipboard of corrections, but with a lap full of comfort. I am not here to fix you. I am here to feel with you. I am not rushing you through your healing. I am holding you through it. So please do not believe the lie that says you have cried too long or that your sorrow disqualifies you from joy. I am joy, and I chose you. Not when you were strong, but when you were silent. Not when you were shining, but when you were shaking. The moment you thought no one will ever understand, that was the moment I came closest. Because I do not run from pain. I redeem it. I am redeeming yours now, not with a quick fix, but with eternal presence. My hands are still scarred. That means they still carry power, not just to save, but to soothe. Let me touch the ache. Let me sit in the room where you weep. I promise I will not ask you to stand before you are ready. I will sit with you until the strength returns. It will return because I am not leaving. Not tonight. Not ever. I still see you. I love you, not in spite of the tears, but through them. Let the power of your public faith release my miracles into your day. Your immediate obedience is your greatest worship. If this word has healed or strengthened you, today please partner with us. Donate now and activate God's promise over your life. Supernatural protection, overflowing blessings, and divine favor for you and your entire family. Heaven is watching your obedience. Amen.